Happy New Year, y'all. We made it to 2023. Yeah. Okay, we did it. Goodbye, 2022. That year was something else. But whole 23 don't be worse. Because we don't need no more tragedy and bad news for each damn New Year. Because, baby, last 3 years have been something else. I ain't playing. We hope there won't be no bad news. Okay, since I got on my chest, but at the same, I got more to go about 2023. So hopefully we're gonna go with a win in this new year. We don't know what this new year bring us. Hope it don't bring no bad news like the last 3 years. So, but anyway, back to the subject. So the subject of the day will be getting back to my advocacy work because I haven't not been doing it the past 3 years since the pandemic started. And, kind of go to work and going to school. It took much of my time, me, dealing with my mental health. Everything kind of going down here from there. Or it been okay, but it's kind of like rocky up and down. So, back to the little story how I became an activist is that back in the fall of 2017, it was kind of like on the end of 2017, I decided that I wanted to become a disability rights advocate because I didn't know about disability rights issues. Like, I didn't know about school or in my personal life. And just that's how I began, disability advocacy work. Especially to talk about autism. Because did not know that so many people had so many misinformation about my diagnosis, which is disappointing and sad. And people need to do fucking better, I'm telling you that. Then along the way, as I learned about disability rights issue, and as well learn about my diagnosis to unlearn my biases, about my diagnosis, about ableism, and all the issues that disability people have to go for every day, don't matter what type of disability you got, whether you're neurodivergent or you have physical disability, mental disability, chronic illness, don't matter what type of disability people have similar experience, everybody have a different disability. And they're very, good that I surround and follow people on Twitter and other social media who are disability rights advocate and they share some knowledge and learn some history and learn about disability rights movement. Just learn all that. As I got into disability advocacy, I learned about intersectionality. That's how I learned that people have more than one identity and everything very complex and stuff like that. Then find out about my diagnosis that if you're a woman or a person of color, you are more likely to be misdiagnosed with something else other than autism due to how autism has been presented in the media and basically in the medical field and how autism started. So that's how women, BIPOC, LGBTQ, and other marginalized members have been excluded and misdiagnosed with something else due to the stereotype of autism. And it was, and every time it's about race, people, especially in my community who are autistic, do not like it. Especially who is palm people. So they don't like that. Say, why you always bring about race? You bringing identity politics into autism. I'm like, honey, you keep forgetting that you're not the only damn person who are fucking oppressed. Look at me. I have to be a black woman who autistic and bi, bitch. Intersection and fucking complex. So, and baby, the basic autistic community have been pissing me off the last 3 years ever since the pandemic. And so they true cut how they feel about such a group of people in the community, especially BIPOC particularly, especially Black autistic. I would mess fuck. But anyway, if you want to talk about me on that subject, let me know in the comments section because I will talk the shit out of that situation. Because that situation is fucking ridiculous. Especially with the Matthew Witch situation. I was hella mad. But anyway. So I left the general autistic community because people don't want to work on their bias and all that nonsense. And I was frustrated, pissed off, all that blah, blah, that nonsense. Because why I want to stay in the community? Y'all don't want to work on your bias or learn your racism, sexism, no matter what it is. Especially racism. They think racism had gone away. No, the fucking not. It's still there, and y'all keep perpetuating racism. So, anyway, and white supremacy. And not listen to people. So, yeah, I was mad. So I left the junior autistic community because they are fucking pissing me off. And I don't want to stand by or be in the movement that go against my beliefs. So that's why I left. I had to go. And yes, work and go to school. Kind of took them all my time. And that's why I don't be on social media that much because I be going to school and work. Try to get my education and working. And I always use work to pay for school because school is very expensive these days. So I'm very broke. Even though I try to manage my budget, but sometimes I be, not doing a good well of that. But that's why I'm gonna work on my budget this year, so I don't, go, broke. So and manage my money well. And plus, I'm gonna be a future CPA or certified public accountant, so I better know how to freaking budget so I can help other people, basically a company, how to handle that money. So I better learn myself. So hope that'll be a learning experience for me this year. So now I'm back to my advocacy work because I be thinking about going back 2 years ago, which is 2021, but then school took over and thing. Also on my YouTube channel, which is this one, I never got a chance to that because I left YouTube channel unsaid for, let's say, for 2 years. And then I started going back then October of 2022. I don't know why I left that so long, though. Because school work. So I'm back. I'm about to get ready to talk about my advocacy work, especially the intersectionality of autism and race, and talk about other issues as well, like the ism, and unlearn the biases that let this systematic oppression continue, had to be doing it for centuries. So I'm trying to learn them a little bit, even though I'm not perfect myself, or just learn about just be right issues. So I'm learning myself. I'm still new to this, even though I'm learning how, just be right, learn about myself, ableism, no discrimination as well. Try to be educated, try not to be an asshole, and be a better ally. Even though I'm maybe not doing a good job of that because I still got some biases on my own. And I'm still trying to unlearn them and be a better person so I don't perpetuate the senses that had been present much of our community for a long time. So there's a lot of things I had to unlearn and hope y'all go along with me. So I'm excited that I'm gonna start this year getting back on my advocacy work, talk about intersectional autism and racism because people need to talk about how disability being impacted and stuff because no one talk about disability in general, which is sad. And this don't make no sense. If you don't include everyone, no matter what movement you're in, whether it be women movement, black liberation, Asian liberation movement, or any BIPOC movement, women movement, I think I said it twice, LGBTQ+, Muslim, Jews, etc. If you don't include everybody in your movement, there won't be no movement. So And we need to do the work to unlearn our biases. So, that's what I'm going to do. Unlearn our biases and be better fucking people. Because we live in a world of messed up people in it. So, hopefully, these people could unlearn their biases and be better people. But the problem is, you can't change these people. Only belief that can change is them. And they want to make ignorant, they're on them. But we could get other people who are like us, who want to do the work and want to dismantle the issues have been oppressing us. So, yeah. And speaking of that, getting back on my advocacy work, I had created a Patreon, which I had mentioned on the last video that I want to start this new year, finishing my Patreon, in which I did publish it on January the 1st. And I made some changes, with the page and put some stuff in, fixing a tier and pushing merchandising and all that good stuff. And I'm so excited, and I'm trying to share the Patreon around, and I'm so excited. And I got my LinkedIn account up so I could connect to all my social media. So if you want to follow me on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Patreon, of course, this channel. I'm just so excited, just ready to start the year on a good start. Hope it be no BS in this year because I don't time for the bullshit. Okay? I don't time for it. No bullshit, no nothing. Okay? So, and also working on our bodies and be better people. Exactly. And learn to create boundaries and be ourselves. Who else who gonna be you? Exactly. If God made you or Allah, no matter what God who made you, God made you for a reason. Okay? God made you. I don't know what God. I don't care you know religion or not, or you're an atheist. Even though some of them are probably atheists. I'm not gonna ask you what religion you are or you don't believe in any religion. But for those who are religious or follow certain religion, whatever God or Allah or whoever create you, they made you for a reason. And don't let nobody change you who you are. And I'm learning about myself. God made me who I am, and maybe God used me to educate some people to unlearn their biases and be better fucking people. And maybe God used me because since I don't know why God made me a black woman who autistic and bi, who are poor, well not poor, kind of low income family, go on education, bro, and all this stuff and working. I don't know what he made for me. He made me for a reason. And God loved all of me as who I am. I don't know what he had for me. Even though I don't follow the Christianity or that the religion I used to, believe in. I do believe in God, but I don't like the people preaching Christianity nowadays because nowadays some Christians like to use the religion to hate certain group of people, which I'm not with no more. I'm not with that bullshit, okay? Don't use religion to justify your hate or your bigotry. We don't need this bullshit in the 2023. We don't need this shit, okay? That's why I just say, God created me who I am, and he don't judge nobody. He create you for you, and that is. So I created me a Patreon. So basically, if you go on my page, so I had 6 tiers. I know that everybody probably broke because they spend all their money probably on Christmas Eve, birthday party, with wedding, no matter what y'all did. I bet some of y'all probably don't have that kind of money right now. So I keep my pricing reasonable. And the higher price I got up to is $100. And the lowest is like $5. So I'm not trying to be expensive. So why want to put high price on people knowing they have the kind of damn money? And the good thing about Patreon, that I could set the payment thing with how much, you gonna pay, when you get in my Patreon. So basically, if you go on my pay by Patreon page, you get billed per month. That's how I set up my payment for y'all. You want to be my patron. Y'all get billed per month. So y'all don't want to be broke, right? So that was set the plan because I know not everybody has that kind of money. So basically on my Patreon, I do have content like from my social media. Maybe I could post on the Patreon, do a live discussion, group session, and you get all direct access to me. It probably will be in detail when you go on my Patreon. I will give y'all the link to my Patreon, but I'm probably gonna show my leak tree as well, and which is gonna include all my social media accounts. So, yay! So for now, like we're gonna learn together as people to unlock our biases and decolonize our mind, which I learned about decolonization from this person I've been following on TikTok, who also a black neurodiverse and she autistic herself, older black woman, and she teaching class about decolonizing neurodiversity, and I thought it was very interesting. I remember going her live when she on and stuff, and I thought it was very interesting, and yeah, I thought it was very interesting. Her name is Kimberly. I forgot her last name, but it was very interesting. And of course, I think people talk about, even before I heard the word decolonization or decolonize, whatever it may be. I be seeing pop up eventually on TikTok and other social media as well. I think decolonization like unlearn decolonize the thing that you thought, but how everything be settled, like seven methods of like racism, sexism, ableism, all that oppression have got to think that you had to be this certain way of living, to be happy. But knowing the standard for everybody, for straight gender, all this stuff, everybody be the same standard, but not everybody can fit that standard. High expectations not make people happy. So, look at me. I'm a black autistic woman. Who am I? So, I don't meet the beauty standard. I don't meet the sip standard of the woman. What beauty standard of the woman, where it may be. It's ridiculous. So, we're gonna unlearn our biases on all this stuff that make us think that this is supposed to be the way that should be, how it's supposed to be, knowing that not we're at all. Like we live in the fucking metric, like the damn movie. We live in the metric, so we don't challenge things. Because we don't challenge things, we let racism, sexism, all discrimination continue because we don't challenge it. We let things continue because we're not challenging it. So what we're going to do, we're going to decolonize our mind and be better as people. What we thought about super group people, we're going to work on ourselves, why we had this bias, so we could be better and go up. I think I learned something in class. I think in my philosophy class, if I remember correctly. It started at like a individual level. Then next level, I can't remember. It started at the individual, how that person created the bias and how they learn from their family. We learned something about ableism, ways to how we are taught at home, and we believe all that crap too. So just challenge it, like, oh shit, I didn't know that, or they be like, well, you want to be, but you know how people is these. They get offensive when you call out on their bigotry and biases and stereotypes, and how all this oppression occur because people don't want to challenge shit. So we're going to decolonize our mind and work out our biases so we could be better people and be allied to other communities, even though we might be suck at it. So what we could do to be listening and do some research, no matter what it is, no matter like learn about Asian culture, no matter about the religion like Islam or just a country, a language, or just every person experiences, no matter what it is. If you get curious, you look at the internet, maybe you want to read a book or you want to follow somebody, learn the perspective, maybe challenge yourself along the way. So hopefully I could use some of my pages from my perspective. Hell, I'm still learning about myself, me talk about intersectionality to y'all. And yeah, this year I'm just going to change people view, change people perspective. So I know everybody gonna have a different experience, and hopefully we could work it out without tussling each other to get words apart, because you get physical because due to our biases growing up, and not challenging the quote whatever. And yeah, this year I'm back to just be advocacy work, and I'm gonna make sure that people be better people and be better allies in decolonizing our mind. And hope y'all have a good day. Bye, y'all.